Hello everyone, and welcome back to 333 News. Now, I am aware we basically have discontinued 333 News, but the truth is, we just don't do it every Sunday anymore like we used to. However, 333 News is still a thing, and we are coming back because there is a little bit of an emergency that we do need to report, and we think it's important because we're tracking currently what is to be a major Category 3 nor'easter moving up through New England from Monday to Wednesday. So we're going to be taking a look at all the details here. We're going to be giving out a pretty good forecast. Not sure it's fully accurate, so disclaimer before we actually get into it. The forecast may not be 100% accurate, and it is just a forecast. It might not actually be what happens. But we're going to get into it, and we're going to take a look at Winter Storm Sage, which is going to be a Category 3 monster nor'easter going up through New England and doing the same loop thing that the 2021 nor'easter did. So first things first, let's get into our forecasted snowfall totals. Looking at this, you'll see we have a pretty wide area of snow because even though coastal areas will start with rain, they will switch over the snow as the storm progresses, and there are some pretty isolated areas where you could see up beyond 2 feet of snow, but those are mostly in the mountains and inland areas. Closer to the coast, most you will potentially see is up to a foot, so please be aware of that. You're not going to get an absolute snow dumper if you're on the coastal regions, and please also be aware that it could, there could be still some mixing issues over at the coast, so the snowy solution may not happen, and you may get less than a foot at the coastal areas where we are forecasting that to happen. So we're now going to put up our wind gust forecast, and yeah, given the strength of this storm, we could see some potential 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, but that would be pretty exclusive for far east Massachusetts. You would have to be basically on the tip of the Cape or the eastern tip of Massachusetts. And not sure you'll be able to tell that well, but yeah, there are some tiny pink slivers all the way at the east of Massachusetts. That's a very exclusive area for the strongest winds to happen. And there are already high wind watches issued for eastern Massachusetts. And for the rest of the East Coast, you can still see 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts. And even back further inland, you can see 30s, 40s, and 50s. And as you can see, there is also a band of orange that is stretching back inland. And that is because that's the more elevated regions, and those can also see some stronger wind gusts as well. Alright, now let's get into the track of this thing, the forecasted track. So, starting Monday, it will be moving in. It will not immediately be a super Category 3 nor'easter. It's going to move in more as a Category 1. It'll still be in the 990s at that time. And then as it's moving in overnight Monday, it will gain its strength, and by Tuesday, it will be Category 3. And then what it's going to do is it's going to stall out, kind of loop backwards. And then by Wednesday, it'll start to move out eastward. And beyond that, it'll actually start to bend back south, but we're not going to worry about that unless you happen to be in Venus City, which is pretty much non-existent right now, so please don't worry about that. In any case, that's what we're looking at. And at its peak, we could see as low as a 970 millibar low pressure center, so that's pretty strong. It's pretty up there with some bigger storms that we've seen, but, not the worst that we've had before. There have been stronger ones. So this isn't a record breaker or history maker by any means, but it is pretty significant, so it's still worth a news report. And that's all the information we've got. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please stay safe with the coming storm. If there are any preparations you need to make, I would highly suggest you get started on it now, because you don't really have a whole lot of time before the thing arrives. So if you need to go get supplies, I would definitely take the time to do that right now before it actually arrives. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next episode.